Hi everybody, welcome back to Cacti Mountains Flora and Fauna. This is Mike, and we're in the Sonoran Desert. It's about 6 a.m. on July 10th. Just wanted to give everybody a quick walkthrough of my yard to show everybody the pros and cons of the things that are going on in my yard. Let's get started. As you can see, my pink jasmine vines are still growing nicely. We had some huge monsoon rainstorms over the last couple of days and things are falling off the wall. So I need to get out here quickly and try to strap all these vines back to the wall. But there are no more blooms. It'll be green for the rest of the season until next year. The garden is doing very well. I have done nothing to it in the last 30 days. Except harvest some vegetables. Walk over here and show you the garden from the long site. As I said, I have not done anything to the yard in the last 30 days. It's been between 103 and 115 every day. And I just can't get myself up early in the morning to do yard work. This is the first time I've been up in a month, and it's 6 a.m. The vegetables are doing well. The tomatoes are doing the greatest out of everything here. The cherry tomatoes. I've got at least 6 of those. The peppers are doing nice. Zucchini and squash are turning yellow. They're getting buds, but they're not producing any fruit or vegetables. This is the only tomato plant that's doing poorly. I have to get in here and weed. I have to get in here and fertilize. It's just gotten out of control. My oregano is in full bloom. I've got some sort of a flower growing in the back here. I'm not sure what it is, but the pollinators love it. So I'm just leaving it. The water tank is full, so I no longer have to use water from the house. Pollinator garden is looking sad as well. Everything needs to be cleaned up. Trimmed, pruned, weeded, you name it, it's got to be done. I'm going to show you an update on the roses. They're goners. I thought I could bring them back to life, but I can't. So most likely, most of these will be pulled out of the ground. You can see they're bald. The stalks and canes are black. You can see the bug webs on them. And there's really nothing else I can do. It's a beautiful sunrise. Yeah, I can't quite figure out the roses. If anybody's gotten any ideas, please leave something in the comment, but this black that they're turning, I don't know. Well, like I said, I've treated them with everything possible. I've cut everything off. I clean my pruners so I don't pass any diseases. I've tried natural products. I've tried chemicals. I've tried leaving them alone. Nothing worked this year. So what I am trying to do is do some propagation. So I do have 6 pots here with cuttings from the roses. This is actually my second round of trying to do this. The first round didn't take at all. They produced no roots whatsoever. So I cut some fresh branches down and we'll see what happens. We've lost all our blooms on our orange bells because of the rain. The two things that are doing the nicest in the yard are the lawn and the hummingbird garden. Although the lawn needs to be mowed today. We'll get to that when I'm done making the video. But the hummingbird garden is doing great. Hummingbird butterfly garden. The yellow bells are incredible. This plant is, I'm 5'8". This plant is taller than me at probably 6 feet. The Cape honeysuckle, although no blooms yet, is doing well. That's these 2 plants in the front. Again, it's just amazing to watch nature and life take its course. Trim these down to the bare minimum and how everything comes back. This is the other one, Cape honeysuckle. This plant's still getting its blooms. Local Baja fairy duster. Everything's growing nicely. Just not blooming yet. Nice scan of the yard. Walk over here to the potato bags. I had 3 of them, if everybody remembers, and I decided to open one up yesterday to see how we were doing. It had been about 90 days, over 90 days, and I thought I would see if we had any potatoes, and I dumped them, and we got 2 tiny little potatoes the size of golf balls. So the potatoes for a first try so far are not doing very well. I will leave these 2 in there a little bit longer and see what happens. You're supposed to wait until these leaves start to flower or die off, and they're just starting to flower right now. So maybe 120 days and I'll get some potato growth. Plant. We had a storm about a week or 2 ago. We got almost 3 inches of rain in a couple of hours. So when we talk monsoons, we're talking lots and lots of rain. But you can see things are looking pretty good. Considering I haven't done any cleanup or yard work in over a month. There are weeds to be pulled, vines to be hung, bushes to be trimmed, fruit trees looking fantastic, and they've got some wonderful fruit on them already. It's about 90 degrees right now at 6 a.m. in the morning. We continue to have visitors in the yard. We have a hawk that comes daily and takes a bath in our bird bath. We had a bobcat come into our yard 3 days in a row. He would drink from our bird bath, and then he would lay on our lawn, and then he would take off. Haven't seen him in over a week or two, but it was kind of interesting to watch his pattern. He'd follow the wash, then leap over and get his water, his break, and then come back. My wife's succulent garden here, doing pretty well. It's the Japanese honeysuckle. As you can see, it's obviously not the season for blooming when it's 110, 115 degrees. I think today it's supposed to be at least 110 or more. But everything is wonderfully green in the desert. You've got to remember, this is the desert. And natural water is the best kind of water. Just looking at this rose bush, and it's not actually running the way it's supposed to run. So I've got to do some work on that. Looks like there's a side dripper that's must have been poked by the thorns. So I've got to fix that. Look at this wonderful view underneath the canopy of the tree. Very nice. I'm gonna scan around. Well, this is about my 5th video, I think, that I've made, and it is amazing just how difficult they are to make. Finding the time to make the video and then edit the video and then post the video is very, very time consuming. So I do absolutely appreciate all the people that go on YouTube and TikTok and all the other sites and make these videos. I watch YouTube all the time and appreciate it a lot more now than I did. It takes a lot of effort and time to do this and maintain the yards or whatever it is that you're doing at the same time, or work full-time, or raise your families full-time, or anything else that you do. Love looking at the sunrise. I'm gonna walk over here again a little bit. And the mosquitoes are out. It is amazing. We have all sorts of mosquito repellents. I have a company called Mosquito Squad come out and spray every 21 days, which is the life cycle of a mosquito. And I am still getting eaten alive. My ankles are being chewed up right now. All right. I'm gonna head over to the front yard. Nice bird on bird feeder. Excuse the air conditioning. It is running, so it is noisy. All right, onto the front yard. All right, let's walk through the side gate, get to the front yard. Here's a quick view of the wash. My wildflowers were pretty much a bust this year. I got a couple of Mexican sunflowers, and then pretty much everything grew green and then brown and died. So I've got to learn to plant those sooner. Look at this red bird of paradise. It has grown to be over 5 feet tall with beautiful orange red flowers on it. Loves the desert. Some slight growth on these plants as well. Texas Ranger, lots of buds on it. About 5 days ago, this was entirely purple. It's already fading back. It is amazing how fast the blooms come and go. We got to trim the stems off of this plant, that Hasperella, or Hasperallo, Mexican evening primrose. This is why the homeowners yell at me, because they call these weeds, and they look like weeds, so I need to cut these down. Look at the yellow bird of paradise. But when I cut these down and they were 6 inches off the ground, now they're 6 feet. Pretty incredible. Look at the weeds in the wash. Got to get out here and pull the weeds, spray the weeds. I don't use Roundup anymore for my weeding, and I don't do a lot of hand pulling anymore. I use industrial strength vinegar, water, and soap, and it does a wonderful job, and it's good for the environment. But look at all the buds. The yellow bird of paradise. Pulled out the bottle brush. It was dead. I planted this wonderful sage. It's doing really well. It's about quadrupled in size. It's already starting to get blooms. Lantana. This will probably get another 5 feet in growth, in length. It'll stay about the same height, but it should get pretty close to the sidewalk as well as to the sage plant. All right, I'm gonna stop right now. Like and subscribe.